by Tuesday, Wednesday, I said, so Chesem was starting to hop around on the field, and I'm thinking, this guy is almost fit.
Yeah.
And I said to you guys, all of the coaches, I said, no, I think we must try and convince Cheslin. And I remember you saying, Iboman, if you're going to do that, what then? How will they ever trust us again?
Rassie Erasmus is taking the rugby podcasting scene by storm. Here are 3 things I enjoyed and picked up on this interview that Rassie had with Stick. So initially, when Stick was appointed as an assistant coach to Alistair Coetzee, we all viewed his appointment as being appointed because it was recognized or been seen as a quota. Now in this interview, Rassie and Stick, they go into a little bit more detail on behind the scenes, what transpired there. So what I picked up, what I gathered from this interview, and where I received more clarity, was the fact that Stick was not appointed as the backline coach, right? Number 1. Number 2 is that Rassie Erasmus, when he was the performance director, he wanted to create this role for Sticks. I think it was called off the ball consultant or off the ball coach, right? But when Alistair Coetzee came in, Alistair appointed Stick as being the backline coach. Now, obviously, that was the moment where Sticks was thrown in the deep end, and I can remember that time when the Springboks lost all those matches, when they lost against the All Blacks, I think 57-0. It seems like everybody was blaming Sticks for the losses.
Focus, and that's the reason I'm in this position, is to make sure that he still grows as a coach. And I know he's got the ability. And I know he's got the technical knowledge to become a good coach one, and he will be. There was a review, obviously, and the committee have decided what they have decided. You understand? And being the under-21 coach might just be where he will still develop from there. And he's not lost to South African rugby. I think that's the most important thing. He's not lost to South African rugby, and I will always try, and whether I could be his mentor or not, I will play that role.
But here it comes out that Sticks, according to the contract, his contract or his appointment was as an assistant coach. There wasn't anything specified as being a backline coach or anything, was just being an assistant coach. And it's clear that Rassie wanted to let Stick come in gradually in the Springbok system and in the coaching setup of the Springboks. So it's a very interesting point I picked up regarding this. The other point I picked up was the dynamics within the Springbok team, how everybody is honest, how everybody has free communication within the Springbok setup, and that's because of the Springbok culture that's currently in the whole Springbok management. And there's a moment when Rassie says that he was willing to let Mapimpi go at that time. That was in the early days, in 2019, 2018, when Mapimpi had a very bad game and Rassie was on the verge of letting Mapimpi go.
Something. But when Mapimpi, I remember he caught the ball and then he rolled over himself and he had 2 knock-ons in a row, but he stayed on the field.
Yeah.
And I don't know, can you remember when we came into the room and we analyzed, and Mapimpi never spoke, he never spoke. I don't know when if he could speak English in those days or when he, but I mean, I was willing to write him off. And just because, I know what Mapimpi eventually became, but
then Sticks put it upon himself to go speak to the doctor, to actually ask, what is the issue with Mapimpi? What's his issue? And it was discovered that Mapimpi had some sort of ligament issue with his knee. And that's the reason why Mapimpi, he was on the floor most of the time and he had issues on that particular day when he played for the Springboks. For Sticks, wanting to find out what is the root cause of it. And finding out the root cause, he could then communicate that root cause to Rassie. And by Rassie knowing what's the root cause, he could then give Mapimpi the talk. And what Mapimpi was told, he was told that go back, have your knee fixed. Don't worry about your place in the Springbok team. You can come back in the Springbok setup again. And Mapimpi went. He went to go fix his knee, and we all know what great things Mapimpi achieved when he came back into the Springbok fold. Then the third and final thing that I found interesting and picked up in this interview was it seemed as if Stick was disappointed when Rassie appointed Felix Jones or brought Felix Jones into the Springbok camp. It's quite clear that Sticks wasn't happy when Rassie appointed Felix, because here I think the question Sticks asked, how can you trust someone coming in from the outside? And what it transpired is that even though at that time Sticks didn't trust Felix Jones, but he put his trust in Rassie's call. In other words, he trusted Rassie's judgment in bringing in Felix Jones. And that's a very interesting thing. But the other thing that coupled with this is that Rassie and Sticks had this talk at some alignment camp. They had this talk, and Rassie asked Sticks, what is bothering you? Something bothering you? And Rassie then gave Sticks off, I think, a day off to fly back to Cape Town to be with his family for the day, and then the next day come back. But it wasn't clear if that question of Rassie was linked to the Felix Jones thing. Wasn't clear. But that was the 3 caveats that I took from this interview. It's very enjoyable. You can go check it out. There's other couple of interesting interviews Rassie had with other members of the Springbok fraternity. I think the one he had also with Felix Jones was also an interesting interview. So guys, that was what I picked up on that video. Very enjoyable. Go have a look at it and watch it. I want to say thank you for everybody who's subscribed to my channel. I know I've been offline for many months. I haven't made videos. For the past couple of months, there was other priorities that demanded my attention. But going forward, I am planning to make more videos to talk rugby, because this season the Springboks will be having a 15 test match season, and I would love to cover those test matches and just enjoy rugby with you guys, speak rugby with you guys, and interact, and just have a great time to witness what else in the terms of greatness the Springbok team can achieve. So guys, thank you for watching this video. Please